Well, last week was as you said, it was an odd week. It started off that way as well. You know, we weren't sure if we were going to play the game or not, and interestingly enough, a lot of our guys knew some of the guys on the Merchant Marine squad, so they had been texting and talking back and forth about it. So we weren't really sure, you know, what was going to go on. But our challenge was to try to get the team ready to play in the strangest of circumstances. So to put all of those distractions behind us to come out, and we had a good week of practice last week. It was unfortunate that we weren't able to play the game, and then of course it was homecoming, and our guys were able to help out with some of the activities for homecoming without playing the football game. So we were trying to make the best of a strange situation.
Back now to regular scheduled football here in the Liberty League, heading up to St. Lawrence for, I believe, is their homecoming. What's the kind of the thought here this week, practice, getting ready for this team?
Well, it's interesting for us. St. Lawrence actually did play a home game last week, but they scheduled this for their homecoming. So I'm not quite sure how, you know, what the motivation was there, but they're a very good football squad. They have been opportunistic on both sides of the football. They like to throw the football. They have a really good, talented running back. Defensively, they have, I believe they have somewhere about 16, 18 sacks in the league. On the other side of the football, they haven't given up a sack. So they're a big play defense in that regard, and they play hard. They're big, they're strong and fast, and they get after it on both sides of the football.
Do you think not playing that game, you getting a chance to work on some things now into this week that you guys are still kind of moving along as far as your progression goes?
Well, you know, what was interesting is that we didn't learn until about Thursday afternoon that we weren't going to play the game. So we were still focused on Merchant Marine, and we had our game planned in, and we had practice, you know, all that stuff. So then we had to quickly switch gears and try to get a jump start on St. Lawrence. But by the same token, you know, we're not sure when we're going to play Merchant Marine, so we have a tentatively scheduled for the 2nd, for November 2nd. That may or may not happen because of their testing, whether they're going to schedule someone else for that date. You know, there's a lot of things that are going on there. But if we do play that week, then that would take away one of our open weeks. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to try to get a jump start on St. Lawrence as a coaching staff, but also try to give our guys maybe a day or two off so that they could recover in what's going to be a long season.
And now, I guess, not having played finally in the 2 weeks, what's going to be your key, I guess, especially early on in this game against St. Lawrence, where you haven't played in a little while?
Well, it'll be interesting to see if we can knock off a little bit of that rust, from not playing. One of the things that it did allow us to do was to get a couple of guys back healthy. Rest for a couple of days, so we didn't have to play a week, back to back, because the game we played against WPI was a physical game as well. So we were able to get a couple of guys back into the rotation. But what we've got to do is we've got to come out firing on all cylinders, fresh legs, and really get after it, because this is a very good football team we're playing against.